Go back to, so we showed manipulation, okay? Go to social engineering, because he talked about engineering or manufacturing consent. Let's look up social engineering. Play that.
Engineering is a sinister art that exploits our innate psychological vulnerabilities. At its core, social engineering hinges on understanding human behavior, utilizing techniques that manipulate emotions and exploiting trust. One common tactic is the reciprocity principle, where a small act of kindness leads victims to feel obligated to return the favor.
Pause it. Give the short heart. Give me that real quick. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Yep. You heard the rest is called reciprocity. You do something for me, so I got to reciprocate. I got to do something for you as well. Right? And you feel obliged to do it because they helped you. So you say, okay, well, you helped me, so I'm going to look out for you later. They tell you that when you go to jail. They go to jail. When you go to jail, they say don't take no cigarette, don't take no honey bun, don't take no pack of ramen noodles. Because when a nigga going to say, you remember that pack of ramen noodles I gave you the first day you got here? Yeah, I need that back. You like, well, I don't have that ramen noodles. You're like, well, yeah, I want it back. And you don't know what he's saying. Remember that cigarette I gave you? Yeah, I want it back. I smoked it. No, I want that same cigarette back. How you gonna get that cigarette back up out of you? Think. I'm just telling you, if you talk to brothers that's been in jail, they'll tell you that. Don't accept nothing from nobody when you go up in there. Because there are ulterior motives.
The constellation, nukes to the north, yeah, that's abomination. For all the lies and the blaspheming, slay the dragon, hunt down the demons, vagabond getting judgment, and you looking at the judges.
Yo, Israel the prince of the power. I came with an army, 144,000. We move like a unit, like Nike, just do it in here.
So let's jump into the show. We got a lot to get into. I know brothers and sisters want to get into the actual title of the show. Go back to it real quick. We were talking about propaganda. Let's just show one more time. Read that for me.
The art of propaganda and the controversy of Zion.
Right. So we were talking about a man by the name of Edward Bernays. All right. Pull him up real quick. Pull up that video I had. Edward Bernays. Now, Edward Bernays is considered the father of public relations. All right. He wrote a book in the 1920s called Propaganda. All right. And propaganda is an art. They are sitting down and meditating on how to perfect it and have been for a very long time. Right. And that's the reason you see what you see today on all your advertising, your social media streams, ads, all of that. Okay? We're going to show you that in a minute. Play it.
Every day, millions of messages invade our screens. Their aim? To direct our choices in purchasing, voting, or adhering to an idea. They are omnipresent and shape our vision of the world. They rely on persuasion techniques invented a century ago in the United States. They were developed in less than 50 years by a small group of thinkers in order to control the masses. To impose their power, authoritarian regimes used force. Western democracies invented public relations. One of the group's leading theoreticians was Edward Bernays.
Public relations embraces what I call the engineering of consent based on Thomas Jefferson's principle that in a democratic society, everything depends on the consent of the people.
Pause. You hear that? Everything depends on the consent of the people. They have to engineer your consent. They have to get you to agree with allowing your daughter to dress out of order. They got to get you to see that it's okay to eat pork, shrimp, lobster. They got to get you to think it's okay to deport brothers and sisters that you would call or deem illegal. Then when we say, well, what about the white man that's trying to deport them, that came and took everything from them initially? Is he not illegal? And your whole brain is unwired. It's like, oh, my God, I don't know what to say to that. I cannot compute. Kill him. They want to hurt you. Right? Same thing when Cap and them went out there to deal with Philip Anthony Mitchell. The people in his church is saying racial idolatry. Where'd they get that term from? Negroes wasn't walking around in the 90s talking about racial idolatry. Negroes weren't talking about in the early 2000s talking about racial idolatry. It was just in the last 3-4 years people started saying, yeah, you know, you Israelites are racial idolaters. You put your skin color up here and it doesn't matter. But people weren't talking about that before somebody socially engineered that thought. Engineered consent. I like that. I'm glad he said that. That's some heavy stuff. Play it.
In 40 years, Edward Bernays succeeded in turning a concept of people governance into a reality firmly rooted in all spheres of society. In 1990, 5 years before his death, Life magazine named Edward Bernays as one of the most influential Americans of the 20th century.
Pause. Now you know why he is considered. Watch this. Look at propaganda, the manufacturer of consent. They've manufactured your consent to get you to agree. That's why black folks voting right now. Manufactured consent. It said he is one of the fathers. He is the father of public relations, and he one of the most influential men in American history in the 20th century. How does one man have that much power to cause the minds of so many to be pushed in one direction or the other? Now, give me the Wikipedia of him real quick. The Wikipedia of Edward Bernays. I want y'all to see something.
Edward Louis Bernays was an American pioneer in the field of public relations. And propaganda.
And what?
And propaganda.
And propaganda. Go ahead.
Referred to in his obituary as the father of public relations.
Go ahead.
While credited with advancing the profession of public relations, his techniques have been criticized for manipulating public opinion, often in ways that undermine individual autonomy and democratic values.
So he says that he's for democracy, but then goes on to say that he must manufacture your consent, meaning he must manipulate your opinion. Manipulate public opinion, often in ways that undermine individual autonomy, meaning the process to think, and democratic values. Go ahead.
His best-known campaigns include a 1929 effort to promote female smoking by branding cigarettes as feminist torches of freedom.
You hear that? So women didn't smoke cigarettes before the 1920s. But what he did was he pushed it in the media for women to be seen smoking cigarettes as a form of liberation. Oh, you're liberal now. You're free now. All right? It's the torches of freedom. Women can smoke cigarettes too. You understand that? He the one pushed that. So all you women that battle smoking cigarettes before you came in the truth, and your sister that's smoking now, you can thank him and his propaganda. Go ahead.
And his work for the United Fruit Company in the 1950s
Read.
connected with the CIA-orchestrated overthrow of the democratically elected Guatemalan government in 1954.
This dude a demon. He had a lot of power. Right. And the United States government and the CIA used him to overthrow the Guatemalan government. Go ahead.
Critics argue that his involvement in Guatemala facilitated U.S. imperialism and contributed to decades of civil unrest and repression, raising ethical concerns about his role in undermining democratic governance.
Right. So these people are delving into the psychology. We've been going over that over the last year or so. Different classes we talk about the eye gate. There was another one we had went over. I forgot about how they control the mind.
That was the class you did about the subliminal programming and messaging.
Yes.
He did that.
He the one did that.
He's the first economic hitman if he's doing all of that.
Absolutely. He good for economics because he controlling the mind of the masses. Go back. Watch this. I want to show y'all something. Read that next paragraph real quick. He is best known. No, he worked.
He worked for dozens of major American corporations, including Procter & Gamble and General Electric.
General Electric. Watch this.
And for government agencies, politicians, and nonprofit organizations.
Read.
His uncle was a psychoanalyst, Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund Freud is like the father of psychoanalysis or the father of psychology, so to speak. Like especially like he came up with a lot of different theories on how the human brain works and how people deal with trauma and how child development concerns and things of that nature. You study him a lot when you study psychology. Or when you study counseling, therapy, things of that nature. Sigmund Freud has a whole bunch of theories, and a lot of his foundational theories is what other psychologists that came later on, they build upon that, right? So his uncle was Sigmund Freud. So he know how to deal with the mind. These people know how to deal with the mind. Now give me Ephesians 6 and 12 real quick, because they talked about in the video about how the minds of a few people were able to control the minds of the masses. And the Bible talks about that. Ephesians 6, verse 12.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12.
Read.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
We wrestle not against flesh and blood,
but against principalities,
against
powers,
powers,
against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
That's it right there. The rulers of the darkness of this world. Go ahead.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places. Spiritual wickedness in high places. These people are able to manipulate the minds of the masses to make you think a certain way. They control what you watch. They control how you think. They control who you vote for. They control who you eat, how often you eat, what kind of music you like. They control all of that. What you see on your algorithm, everything is controlled by these people. Through advertising. They can get you to buy anything. They got stuff, they got techniques and tactics. But when you buy certain things, they give you that 99% or that 99, like $5.99. So you're like, well, it ain't actually $6. I actually get a deal. What? $59.99. Like, man, I ain't actually spending $60 though. I got it on sale for $59.99. That's 1 cent. We don't even think about that. But that's how they control the mind. This is a dirty game. Go back to him real quick. I want to show you who he is. Go down to early life. Watch this, y'all. Yep. Read that real quick. No, go back. Family and education. Watch this. You ain't go. Well, I'm sure you can believe it. Go up. Go up.
Scroll on up.
Scroll on up. Yes.
Family and education. Edward Bernays was born in Vienna to a Jewish family.
He Amalek, y'all. They in the midst of everything, bro. He Amalek. Go ahead.
His mother Anna was Sigmund
Freud's sister was Anna. All right, that's his mama.
And his father Eli was the brother of Freud's wife, Martha Bernays. Their grandfather Bernays, through their father Herman, was the chief of Hamburg and a relative poet, Heinrich Heine.
So he come from a line of education and manipulation. Okay, he is an Amalekite. He is an Amalekite. Go back to Ephesians 6 and 12. It shows you who run the world. When who run the world, and Amalek is on his campaign now to say that they don't run the world. Right. If you say that, that's anti-Semitic. But it's the truth. When we do the research, every single major part of American society and world society, and even economics, propaganda, government, it's always Amalekite in the middle of it. Historically, it's always Amalek. Go ahead.
The book of Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Against powers. Against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Give me Psalm 64, verse 3 through 5 real quick. Yep. Psalm 64, verse 3 through 5. All praise to the Most High.
The book of Psalm, chapter 64 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Who wet their tongue like a sword.
So when you wet a sword, it's not talking about putting it in water. It's talking about sharpen it. When somebody wets a sword, they're sharp. You ever see people doing that when they sharpen swords? So they sharpen their sword, which is their tongue. Their tongue is used as a weapon. Listen to what the word of God is saying. Their tongue is used as a weapon. And that's not talking about a physical weapon. It's talking about to play on the minds of the general public. Go ahead.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows.
Read.
Even bitter words.
It's their words. It's their words. That's their weapons. When they say the Hebrew Israelites are a cult, the Hebrew Israelites are a cult, the Hebrew Israelites are a cult. You know the Hebrew Israelites is a cult. You guys are a cult. You know those Hebrew Israelites are a cult. Now your mama saying, are you in a cult?
Message.
I saw it on television. They say you guys are a cult. I saw it on social media. They say you guys are a cult. And then you start showing them the marriages, the music, fellowship, brotherhood. They come to the friends and family day. They say, man, I had it all wrong about you guys. Where did you learn anything other? Social media, propaganda, those bitter words, those arrows that are being shot at us. I'll give you another example. Black men don't take care of their children. Black women are on welfare. Then you look at the statistics. White women far outnumber black women as it pertains to welfare and government assistance. But you don't see that. Black men take care of their children and are more loyal to their woman than any other race. Statistically, a black man prefers, a higher percentage of black men, 80% and above, prefer being with a black woman. But in the sports world, you only see the 20% that want white women. So now black women think, y'all just want white women anyway. Y'all don't love us. So we might as well go get us a white man. Y'all don't want to take care of our children. Y'all don't want to be here for us. Y'all don't want to support us and protect us. That's all propaganda, bro. That's all propaganda. So read that again.
Who whet their tongues like a sword.
Go ahead.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Even bitter words. Go ahead.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
They may shoot in secret at the perfect. Look at this. If you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it. Joseph, he Amalek too, ain't he? Goebbels, he's saying the same thing. If you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it. People will start to believe your lies. Hell, you'll start to believe your lies. You ever, I know we all got family members like that. You ever met somebody that just lie? And they start believing, like, yeah, I got a degree. Like, degree? No, what college you went to, nigga? Yeah, I got a degree. You know, I done sat there and watched family members lie to people that I know that they don't know. Like I'm introduced, say, yeah, this is my cousin. Oh, yeah, hey, what you do for a living? Yeah, I'm a teacher. I'm looking like, you substitute from time to time. You're not a teacher. And when they leave, I'm like, bro, why you lie like that? I ain't want to call you out in front of them, but you a liar, bro. That ain't what you do. And then they start, no, I am a teacher. I got a certification. They start, well, show me the certification, cuz. I ain't got it. Okay, you lying.
They gave him a 30-day pass.
Right. He got a 30-day pass to get on site to the school. He is a substitute teacher. Stop lying, bro. So why you always lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop lying, Nick. But for real, that's what it is. So that's that propaganda. You understand? Go ahead.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They don't have a problem lying. Go ahead. And fabricating lies, manufacturing consent. Go ahead.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
And they encourage themselves in an evil matter.
They commune of laying snares privily.
Read.
They say, who shall see them?
Who gonna find out we've been lying? Who gonna find out we're behind the propaganda? Right? Now go to the next thing I had. All right, here we go.
This is the definition of propaganda. A congregation.
The next one.
The spreading of ideas, information, or rumor for the purpose of helping or injuring an institution, a cause, or a person.
You hear that? The spreading of ideas, information, or what's that word? Rumor. Rumor. For the purpose of helping or injuring an institution, a cause, or a person. So you can get people hurt through ideas, information, and rumors. Matter of fact, God's law is against that. Get that real quick. Go now up and down as a talebearer. Leviticus 19:16. Watch this. Leviticus 19, verse 16. Yep.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 16. Yes. Yeah, I got it. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people.
Right. You shall not go up and down as a talebearer amongst thy people. Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord.
When it says stand against the blood of thy neighbor, meaning you run with the lie to get that person killed. Hey, go to Exodus 23:1. God's laws tell us that we're not supposed to do that. Some of you do that in Israel. And the white man is a master at it. He's a talebearer. He records secret conversations between people and put it out there and say, look, we're going to use this against you if you don't bend to our will. That's what he do as a talebearer. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report.
Go ahead.
Put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
You hear that? To be that's a rumor. You say, oh, yeah, I was there and I saw everything. No, you wasn't. You a liar. Go ahead.
Verse 2, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Watch this.
Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many, to wrest judgment.
Many black people weren't raised to get both sides of the story. In fact, black people love to run with one side of the story. I'm just being honest. You'll hear from one person and you'll run with that because it confirms your bias. It's called confirmation bias. I already don't really like him. So the fact that you saying that confirmed how I already felt about him. Let me not ask him his side of the story. I'm going to just run with what you say because I don't like him anyway. Women do that. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, on my job. Oh, my God.
Bring it out, Cap.
Them women, bro, I'm telling you, bro. Oh, my God. That's why I say I just stay in my office. I ain't coming out on the floor. I'm staying in my office. Don't come in my office with no BS. I don't want to hear it. The black folks love, when they got a problem with each other, oh, did you hear about such and such? You didn't hear this from me. When a person say, you didn't hear this from me, a nigga about to lie. Am I wrong? They're prefacing that. Hey, look, you didn't hear that from me, cuz, but apparently, okay, yeah, I already know this finna be a lie. I already know I got to get to both sides of the story on this joint. And it happen all the time, all day, every day. We deal with that type of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, you had something?
Let me get Proverbs 19, back you up, Cap, and verse 9. This is why we need the laws of God, so we can learn how to govern in our community, so we won't be talebearers and false witness. The Bible teaches us how to deal. Read.
The book of Proverbs 19, verse 9. A false witness shall not be unpunished.
You see that? A false witness will not be unpunished. You go into a matter you don't know nothing about, but you just hate this person, so you just want to lie on him. The Bible says you won't go unpunished. Read.
And he that speaketh lies shall perish.
That's the judgment for that. And that's what we got to get our people to understand. When you do stuff like that, you go against this word, there is a penalty for being a false witness and a liar.
Hey, IT, can you put that that picture I just put up about subverted? And can I get Titus 1 and 9 or 8? Sorry. Let's start. Just go to 10. I'll just get the point. 10. Titus 1 and 10.
The book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers.
So those people we've been seeing, the pastors, all right, the damn Edomites that be trying to manipulate the masses. Read.
Especially they of the circumcision.
Now you got to think about in the time of Christ, the Pharisees and the scribes, the ones that were scared that the Romans were going to take their position. That's the same thing we're seeing today, right? Go ahead.
Whose mouths must be stopped.
Whose what?
Mouths must be stopped.
They gotta shut the hell up. That's why we go to their church. Yep. We right in front of them, asking them questions that their congregants don't want to ask. Read.
Who subvert whole houses.
Now get that definition. I never really looked it up, but it says subvert, right?
This is the definition of subvert. Means to undermine the power and authority of an established system or institution.
The same thing you were bringing out, Cap. The institutions. Read.
Often by secretly weakening or destroying it.
Secretly, going back to that Psalms precept where it says they secretly shoot at the righteous.
Yep.
Everything they're doing is against us. And if you want to know who it is, verse 14.
Verse 14. Not giving heed to Jewish fables.
The white man.
Yep.
The man. All right, that's all I got.
Hey, that segues straight into this definition. Go to the definition of manipulate. Some of you are master manipulators. And I know we getting on Esau right now, but I don't watch women manipulate their husband into saying what they want them to say. I don't watch it. You like, that ain't your thought, bro. That ain't come from you. I ain't never heard you say that before.
This is the definition of manipulate. To treat or operate with or as if with the hands or by mechanical means, especially in a skillful manner. To manage or utilize skillfully.
So to treat or operate with or as if with the hands or by mechanical means, especially a skillful manner. Go down. Here we go.
To control or play upon by artful, unfair, or insidious means, especially to one's own advantage.
Insidious means diabolical. That's what that means. That means Satan. Yeah, that's a movie. I love that movie actually, by the way. But anyway, insidious is to control or play upon by artful, unfair, or insidious means, especially to one's own advantage. That's how they was able to manipulate us in slavery. That's how they're manipulating us right now. You understand? Brothers and sisters do this to one another in their marriage. You manipulate each other. You understand? I'm telling you, it's real. It's the reason we got to go over this. It's not just to get on Esau for the evil that he doing in his world. Our people do it too. Get that in Romans 16:17 real quick. That spirit is in Israel. That spirit is in the white man. Watch this. Romans 16, verse 17. Watch this.
This is the book of Romans.
Sir, I ain't looked at the chat all day. Let me check what they're talking about.
The book of Romans 16, verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
Watch this.
For they that are such serve not our Lord Jesus Christ,
Go ahead.
but their own belly.
That's that advantage. That's that advantage. Go ahead.
And by good words, and fair speeches,
and fair speeches. Read.
Deceive the hearts of the simple.
Wait, whoa. Do it again. Read it again. Read that part again. But they're good words.
And by good words and fair speeches.
Good words and fair speeches. Read.
Deceive the hearts of the simple.
They're able to deceive the hearts of the simple. Give me the one in Jude 16 about advantage. So you got people, even in this truth, you got people that'll whisper things to you, and they'll be slowly controlling and manipulating your mind to look at this world, look at the congregation, look at the leadership, look at your husband, look at your wife, look at your friends. They can manipulate you into looking at people a certain way. That's why Paul said he couldn't give those men an hour to speak in the church, because people would be manipulated by the evil. It's a real game. It's an art to it. Watch this. Read.
The book of Jude 16. These are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lusts, and their mouth speaketh great swelling words.
See that great swelling words?
Having men's person in admiration.
Why?
Because of advantage.
That's why a lot of brothers will be high ranking. I got to deal with this. A lot of brothers will be high ranking. I mean, they'll be high ranking officers, even captains, and they may be single, right? It's very important that they lean on their leadership to help them get a wife, because some women want to be able to manipulate the other women in the congregation. So they'll say, I want to be married to a high ranking officer. I want to be married to a captain, so on and so forth. Not because you want to be up under the hedge of protection of a man that you know God is dealing with and he's a mighty man. No. You want to manipulate sisters. You want to rule over sisters. And we've seen it happen. So when we tell you, fall back from that sister, hey, no, it ain't time. Give that sister time to grow in the spirit. We know what the hell we talking about.
You're going to learn today.
Because she going to go from being a single sister in the back of the congregation to being over women. You understand? And that's why I'm glad leadership put that order out years ago. Just because you marry a captain, just because you marry a high-ranking officer, we're not putting you up as the senior sister of the congregation, and these sisters been laboring for 10 years. No. But then the brother get to feeling some type of way because his wife can't speak on the meeting. Well, she my wife, and I'm an officer 90, or I'm an officer 80 or 70. My wife should be able to speak on the meeting. No, your wife was just in the tightest too last week. Up under sisters. She don't just jump to being over them sisters. But I'm telling you, it's dangerous. We try to help y'all. It's dangerous. You got to see it from the standpoint. You got to take yourself back and look at it from a bird's eye view so you can see everything. Read that again, the bottom part.
Having men's persons in admiration.
Read.
Because of advantage.
They want an advantage over people. So they have you in admiration. Shalom, officer. Shalom, captain. Man, that sister like me. I think that sister might be interested. No.
The hell is this?
She's got spirits on her. And I'm not speaking about any particular case. I've seen it over the years. Over the years, I've seen it. Brother be single. He a mighty man. Yes, a woman should want to marry him. He should want to have a wife, obviously. But you got to check these sisters. You got to watch and see if they really sincere. And their actions are going to show it. Their actions are going to show it they're sincere. But some people can hide their ulterior motives for a very long time. That's why you got to prove and ask the right questions. Give it time. Take your time. All right? Go from there. Go back to, so we showed manipulation, okay? Go to social engineering, because he talked about engineering or manufacturing consent. Let's look up social engineering. Play that.
Engineering is a sinister art that exploits our innate psychological vulnerabilities. At its core, social engineering hinges on understanding human behavior, utilizing techniques that manipulate emotions and exploiting trust. One common tactic is the reciprocity principle, where a small act of kindness leads victims to feel obligated to return the favor.
Pause it. Give the short of heart. Give me that real quick. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Yep. You heard it's called reciprocity. Or you do something for me, so I got to reciprocate. I got to do something for you as well. Right? And you feel obliged to do it because they helped you. So you say, okay, well, you helped me, so I'm going to look out for you later. They tell you that when you go to jail. They go to jail. When you go to jail, they say don't take no cigarette, don't take no honey bun, don't take no pack of ramen noodles. Because when a nigga going to say, you remember that pack of ramen noodles I gave you the first day you got here? Yeah, I need that back. You're like, well, I don't have that ramen noodles. You're like, well, yeah, I want it back. And you don't know what he's saying. Remember that cigarette I gave you? Yeah, I want it back. I smoked it. No, I want that same cigarette back. How you gonna get that cigarette back up out of you? Think. I'm just telling you, if you talk to brothers that's been in jail, they'll tell you that. Don't accept nothing from nobody when you go up in there, because there are ulterior motives. All right? Read that for me.
The book of Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
So you're angry at the oppression that you see. Go ahead.
And a gift destroyeth the heart.
But then America gives you food stamps. Or America gives you a what they call that, a PPE loan, right? Government assistance. And you start saying, well, this place ain't so bad. It ain't so bad. Some of these European countries, y'all, if you get a chance to travel to Europe, some of these European countries, they'll take care of all of your children until they 20 years old. You ain't hearing what I'm saying. So you looking at me crazy. You don't know Baby D. That's why you looking at me like that. They will literally take care of your kids. You have 4 children. I think it's Belgium they do that. In Belgium, they take care of each one of your children until they're 18 years old. They send you a check monthly to take care of them kids. Bruh. So then when you say, well, go out on the street and teach the white man the devil, you're like, look, it's kind of hard. You know, they taking care of my kids. I'm just telling you. But that's a gift that destroys the heart. Meanwhile, they stealing all their resources from the Congo so they can pay you for your kids. And so you got to be quiet about what they doing to your brothers and sisters in the Congo because they giving you government assistance. That's how the game works. That's manipulation. That's social engineering. That's a reciprocity principle. So the gift destroy the heart. Go back.
Principle, where a small act of kindness leads victims to feel obligated to return the favor, often making them reveal sensitive information. Another potent method is the use of fear, as seen in phishing attacks, where urgency compels people to act without thinking. The authority principle also plays a crucial role. Individuals are more likely to comply with requests from someone perceived as an authority figure, making them susceptible to scams.
Pause it. That's why people will jump over you and go to your boss. When they want to control you and manipulate you, they can send you a message. You can do what they can call you and you can get done what needs to get done right there on the site, on the spot, right then. They'll call your boss that ain't even in the same state and have them call you. I just got a call from such and such saying this ain't getting done. What's the problem? And you like, oh my God, you scrambling. Oh my God, let me hurry up and get over it. I'm telling you, that's how they do. White people masters at that type of stuff. Right. But it's to control you, to manipulate you, to force you into their will and submission. Right. Play it.
Social engineers often create a false sense of urgency, pushing targets to make hasty decisions. Personalization is another strategy, where attackers gather information to tailor their approach, making their deception more convincing.
So that
the blend of these.
So that right there goes with your algorithm on social media. You know, paint pictures for you. Play it.
Tactics forms a dangerous weapon in the hands of manipulators. Understanding these methods is vital for self-defense against manipulation and maintaining security in our increasingly interconnected lives. Recognizing the signs can empower individuals to safeguard their personal information from those who exploit trust for malicious purposes.
Go to 2 Corinthians 12 and 10. So you know how you able to see through all the manipulation? The Word of God. This right here is the magnifying glass on sin. It points out all sin and wickedness so you can see clearly that you should not be following that. Therefore, you won't be manipulated. Watch this.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 10.
2 and 10, excuse me.
Yes, sir. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 10.
Listen.
To whom ye forgive anything, I forgive also. For if I forgave anything, to whom I forgave it, for your sakes forgave I it in the person of Christ.
Watch this.
Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
That Satan should get an advantage of us, read.
For we are not ignorant of his devices.
We are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Satan will manipulate you by these principles right here. The things that you read about with we were talking about with Eric Bernays, social engineering, Sigmund Freud, so on and so forth. Psychology, all of that stuff is a way to manipulate the masses, to manufacture consent. So you will agree with them, right? When they say we're a cult, everybody's saying it. And you say, well, how did this communication get out to the world? And it's only when people come amongst us, they say, man, I was wrong about y'all. Y'all not what they paint y'all to be.
Right.
You got to ask yourself, why would they want us to paint us to be? Why would they want to paint us to be something that we're clearly not? Social engineering.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom. What is the nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.